Well, my name is Adrien Henni. I'm the chief editor of East-West Digital News, which is the first English language information site about Russian IT industries. So each day we cover startup news, investor news in internet, mobile and other IT fields. So we have launched this project in early 2011 and international players and investors appreciate to have this information accessible at last in English. Well, although it is taking place in Kiev, this conference is obviously very interesting to the whole Central and Eastern European area. And within this area, Russia is by far the biggest market. It is already the first market for mobile services in number of subscribers, and it is the second market, the second internet market in Europe by number of subscribers, just after Germany. So Russia is a huge piece of the Central European and Eastern European internet scene. This is why here I saw many investors who are already active or considering some activity on the Russian market. So for me, it is a place to be. Even if it's not specifically focused on Russia, it includes Russia and it's very important. Well, I think one of the main issues of startups in this area is that it is considered by mainstream international investors as a very secondary area, if compared, of course, to California or Western Europe. So one of the main challenges of startups of this area is to draw attention from these investors, and this is why it's really necessary to have a site that offers information in English, to be trained to speak in a good English to investors, to write in English, to try to get contacts with international companies, either investors or internet players, industry players. And this is really a challenge for which perhaps the startups of this area have a sort of disadvantage. Because for other issues, I think startups in Eastern Europe share approximately the same issues, the same problems and the same challenges and the same potential also as anywhere in the world. I discussed it recently with a British founder of startup accelerators. He founded several accelerators in Britain and he's just founded one in Moscow. And he said to me that it's exactly the same problem in Britain and in Moscow. But there's one issue which is the openness of these markets to international trends. So this goes through language, through communication and information. And I have last example. I know one startup, a voice recognition startup in Moscow. I spoke to Western colleagues and partners about it. Very big sites like YouTube or Dailymotion, and they're potentially interested in this technology, but the Russian startup has its prototype only in Russian. And if they're going to do it in English, it's going to cost 800,000 euros. So it's a pity that they made their first prototype in Russian. Why didn't they do it in English? I'm very impressed by the organization because it's really so many people from so many countries that you could gather in Kiev. And it's a huge organization deal, and I also think the program is really relevant to today's issues of internet and technology development in Eastern Europe. I think it's a good formula that you cover the entire zone, and I ate delicious food. The only problem is with Wi-Fi, and many of my colleagues suffer a lot from this Wi-Fi issue. Well, you don't even have the excuse of not having got a visa, because Kiev is a visa-free destination. Well, I guess you should come next year, because whether you're an investor and looking for startups or a startup looking for investors, this is definitely one of the places to be in the area.